up on EPFA News, we hear all about new developments and launches at the WFA. Our newest member Italy, we hear from Antonio Spinelli and Donato Ground. We catch up with a crowd favourite from Finland and a great story from our guest celebrity at the EPFA Nations Cup. We speak with the new president of the United States Power Soccer Association and how he got involved in playing. Our friends at Power Soccer Shop give a simple but practical tip about storing your chair during the pandemic restrictions. And we salute great initiative from two Scottish sisters who turned a hard situation into a positive result. Welcome. This is EPFA News. There has been a number of new announcements and launches at the WFA recently. We asked its chairperson for some further insight into what has been happening there and also about the progress for a return to power chair football in England.
I'm really excited to be able to give an opportunity for EPFA News in relation to all the good work that WFA have been doing over the past few months during lockdown. Obviously, the last few months have been extremely difficult for everybody. Being in lockdown, being in isolation, there's a lot of people who have lost loved ones because of the virus, not just in England or even Europe, but across the world. But it has had its advantages to an extent and its positives in that it's enabled us to review things off the field and ensure that we are taking the time to make the sport better. But we have had on the agenda to look at our logo, the website. In relation to the new website, this is something that we've actually been working on pre-lockdown, not post-lockdown, pre-lockdown. Because our old agreement with Raising IT ended in June, so we've very much been looking at redeveloping the website since the start of the year. Wanted it to be more user-friendly, wanted it to be used on multiple platforms, on iPhone, Android, tablet, Mac and Windows. I think the new website does that brilliantly, easier to navigate, there's fewer clicks involved. We are also, it's not finished yet, we're also developing a kind of learning portal to sit alongside. So now it's launched, but still also a work in progress and things to be added, which is really positive news. Certainly like what I see, I find it a lot easier to use. In line with the launch of the new website, we've also had a go at rebranding our own logo, which we did, totally ourselves in-house. Again, special mention to Alex, who's especially good on things like Photoshop. My only request was that we use the three colours of blue, white and red. We've kept the shape, so like a shield kind of shape, and we've got different versions and different backgrounds depending on what format that the logo is being used on. And all credit again to Alex, Ryan, Adam, who have really driven that forward. And a special mention to the whole committee really for the work that we're currently undertaking. In addition, we have been doing a lot, but in addition to the logo website, we've also produced some WFA podcasts. If you haven't heard it yet, it's called Set Ball, the Power Chair podcast. I believe it's the only podcast about Power Chair. We've produced 5. They're with predominantly players. We have 2 guests on each episode, predominantly players, but we have had a coach and a referee on as well. But we've come up with a format, we've come up with an idea, and we've gone with it really, and seemed to be a really big success so far. The podcasts are now available on iTunes, on Spotify, and also via Apple Podcasts as well. So you can search for Set Ball, the Power Chair podcast, and it should be found. In addition to the work we've done on the website and the new logo, we're also looking at the business and sport needs of the WFA, really trying to hone in and kind of look where, what direction we're heading in the next 12 months, 3 years, 5 years, and really kind of formulating a proper business plan to move forward with. I think, we've got some exciting things coming up still to announce. We're going to have some new roles potentially, like looking at a fundraising role, looking at a sort of match day coordinator role when we do eventually start back. Someone to sort of be on hand and focus on the D-League and the setting up of events. So yeah, it's a really exciting time. In terms of a restart to parachair football, I think we do face a huge challenge, possibly the single biggest threat and challenge that the sport has seen in 15 years. They had no kind of activity since March, but I do believe we are working towards a restart. We've also formed a group or a subcommittee to look at the return. Various people sitting on this, including players, officials, coaches, parents as well. So they're kind of looking and discussing options, about a return. And we have loosely written down some ideas, some fixtures, which could see, a change from our usual format of having 12 teams converge on one central venue. It could be multiple venues, it could be less teams at venues, it could involve more singular days rather than weekends. All these are the ideas we are discussing currently. So also the FA are producing guidance within the next couple of weeks, so we'll be looking out for that. We've already produced it for outdoor football, but they need to produce it for indoor football, so we'll be very keen to see that. And hopefully sometime soon we can begin to get back to some sort of training and normality. Could well be start off by training in smaller groups, 3, 4, 5 players and a coach perhaps. I don't know, I'm just guessing. So yeah, stay tuned for more developments. Really loads of thanks go to the committee for their hard work. Just want to keep up the good work. Hope everyone stays safe, stays well, and hopefully catch you soon. Take care.
Italy was a country that was particularly badly hit by COVID-19. As it picks itself back up, we speak with Antonio Spinelli and Donato Grand to find out about the effects on powerchair football and the plans ahead.
In Italia il powerchair football è una disciplina sportiva tutto sommato nuova. Da qualche mese ufficialmente passata sotto l'egida della Federazione Italiana Wheelchair Hockey, che come ha fatto per il powerchair hockey con entusiasmo si è impegnata a promuoverlo e svilupparlo sul territorio nazionale. La pandemia Covid ci ha obbligato a rallentare i programmi e ci ha portato ad annullare i campionati e le competizioni e solo ora, dopo oltre 4 mesi, stiamo pian piano riprendendo le attività di allenamento in tutta Italia, seppur nel rispetto di tutta una serie di regole e norme di sicurezza da rispettare che non lo rendono semplice. Per il 2020-21 la FIV cambierà nome in FIPS per espletare al meglio anche nel nome che sarà la Federazione dei 2 Powerchair Sports, destinate a persone con disabilità grave e progressiva. L'obiettivo ovviamente è quello di assicurare una formazione per abiti e classificatori per poter arrivare il prima possibile ad una vera e propria competizione nazionale. Ci stiamo attivando affinché si possa realizzare qualche manifestazione di powerchair football in Italia a livello regionale o interregionale in base a quante squadre si iscriveranno nel corso della stagione 2020 e 2021. Siamo felici di aver accolto questa nuova disciplina e sono convinto che la svilupperemo nel miglior modo possibile.
Buongiorno a tutti, sono Donato Grande, capitano della ASD Oltre Sport Powerchair Football Puglia, una squadra di Bari che si trova nel sud Italia. Come ben saprete, l'Italia è stata la prima nazione in Europa ad essere duramente colpita dall'emergenza sanitaria Covid-19. Abbiamo vissuto 4 mesi tremendi, mai ci saremmo aspettati di non giocare più a Powerchair Football per ben 4 mesi. È stata una cosa bruttissima e surreale. Il lockdown è stato tremendo, ma per fortuna i nostri tecnici e dirigenti ci hanno supportato e sostenuto in questa grande emergenza sanitaria. Infatti vorrei ringraziare il nostro presidente Francesco Manfredi, Sante Barnabà, il vicepresidente, il nostro tecnico Carlo Impera e i nostri volontari Domenico Di Gennaro e Benedetto Topputo per averci consentito di continuare le nostre attività di PowerChair Football, seppur virtualmente. Infatti, attraverso un account sulla piattaforma Academy Social Cloud PowerChair Football abbiamo continuato i nostri allenamenti e le nostre partite, seppur virtualmente, attraverso una connessione via Skype di tutto il club. Inoltre ci sono stati dei pomeriggi in cui abbiamo realizzato dei quiz virtuali relativi al regolamento di PowerChair Football. Tuttavia non abbiamo mai perso la speranza che la nostra situazione potesse migliorare, e infatti il 25 giugno del 2020 ci è stato autorizzato di poter riprendere le nostre attività di PowerChair Football. Vorrei ringraziare la Federazione Italiana Wheelchair Hockey che, di concerto con il Comitato Italiano Paralimpico, ha realizzato un protocollo che ci permette di allenarci in totale sicurezza. Tale protocollo prevede la nomina della figura del Covid Manager, che si occupa di controllare la temperatura all'ingresso degli atleti, di conservare le autocertificazioni sanitarie relative al Covid-19, di redigere e custodire il registro di presenza degli operatori sportivi, di verificare la correttezza nella pulizia e nella sanificazione degli ambienti sportivi, ed infine anche di attuare il protocollo di gestione dell'atleta sintomatico qualora ce ne fosse bisogno. Riprendere a giocare a PowerChair Football è stato bellissimo e molto emozionante. Ho rivissuto le stesse emozioni della prima volta. Forza ragazzi, vinceremo tutti insieme anche questa partita contro il Covid-19. Vi saluto, vi mando un grande abbraccio e viva il PowerChair Football. Ciao!
It is always good in these difficult times to revisit those enjoyable moments from the past and the people we met along the way. Here we catch up with one of those favorites and hear another good news story from Finland.
Hi everybody, electric wheelchair football players, coaches, referees and staff. So I'm not sure how many of you remembers me, but I was your speaker and DJ in European Championships in Finland, Pajulahti last year.
2019 EPFA Team Fair Play winner is Austria!
Now it's a little different situation in the world because of this COVID-19, and I'm not sure if you remember when we had a very fun time in a closing ceremony in Eurochamps last year when we awarded the best players of the tournament. So I was as a speaker and I shouted the awarded players' first name and you all together shouted the awarded players' last name.
The top goal scorer is Marcus Harrison! Marcus Harrison! Marcus Harrison! Marcus Harrison! Marcus Harrison! Big applause! Marcus Harrison!
So maybe we can this time make it a little different way. So let's do it that way that I shout COVID-19 and you all shout at home, go away. So we do it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. COVID-19! 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 I hope that you all are safe and that we can continue the tournaments very shortly again. So stay safe all.
Another good news story we heard recently involved a guest celebrity footballer Per Parim, who helped with the awards ceremony at the EPFA Nations Cup in Finland. Per Parim's club in Italy, Benevento, recently won promotion to the Premier League in Italy, Serie A. He organized an auction of the shirt he wore on that final promotion match, with all the proceeds being donated to the Finnish PowerChair clubs.
Let's go.
We cross over the Atlantic once again to hear from the new United States Power Soccer Association president.
Hi, my name's Steve Everett. I'm the new president of the United States Power Soccer Association. Wheelchair sports have been a big part of my life for over 3 decades now. My involvement has been as an athlete, coach, and organizer. As an athlete, I competed in wheelchair tennis worldwide for over 21 years, and I was the first athlete to play the sport in a power wheelchair. I competed both nationally and internationally, as well as I had the honor of representing my country on the world stage. In 2010, a friend introduced me to the wonderful sport of power soccer, and my life changed forever. I immediately knew that this was a sport for me. Currently, I play and coach for the LA United Power Soccer team. We are super excited about our partnership with the LA Galaxy of the MLS. I believe that one of the most important things that a person can do is to serve others. In 2013, I ran for the USPSA Western Director, where I've served in that position for the last 8 years. One of my most enjoyable and rewarding events that I've been involved in is the honor of being the director of Power Soccer Camp. The memories that are created at camp are the ones that last a lifetime. This is history in the making for the USPSA. Not only do we have our very first athlete as president, but for the first time in our organization, we have an all-athlete board of directors. I can't think of a better way to impact the sport than through the eyes of the athletes that actually play power soccer. I'm both humbled and honored to be working alongside with this talented group, and I look forward to continuing to serve and impact the lives of so many through the great sport of power soccer. Thank you.
Here we make our second trip across to the USA for EPFA news to the nerve center of our friends in Power Soccer Shop in Minnesota. Power Soccer Shop are going to be airing some webinars soon to help get your Strike Force chair game ready. Here we get a simple but useful tip on saving the battery, and please let the guys know what else you would like to hear about to make your chair perform at its best when Power Chair football resumes.
Hi, I'm Sheena from Power Soccer Shop. We just wanted to give you a quick update on how to store your chair while you're going through these tough times. We're thinking of everybody, and we hope you guys are all doing well. And here's a man that needs no introduction. This is Milt. He's going to kind of show you some things on that.
So, the best way to store your chair for long periods of time, although some of you have started practicing again, is to actually disconnect the battery. And this is basically the way the chairs are all shipped out. We just take out the front bolt. And generally, you just disconnect on the positive side this front cable. What I like to do is I just pull the boot down so it covers the end of the cable. Set your bolt back in there, and now you're set to be stored for a long time. You do want to make sure that the batteries are fully charged before you do this. And then once you disconnect this, there won't be a draw because the electronics on the chair do draw electricity the whole time, even when the chair is shut off. But just that simple thing on there. We are also offering a upgraded circuit breaker that can be pulled out, and that cuts the power as well. And that'll be up on the website, along with some video for installation. And if you guys could send us any other video ideas on things that we don't have yet that you would like to see, please get a hold of us at customer service, and we can work on those. and stay safe.
And finally, again a positive news story to end on in these difficult times. We hear from two sisters of a player in Scotland who put their talents to good use while shielding with their brother during pandemic times.
I'm Isla and I'm Kirsten and we are INK Crafts. So we've been making face masks since just about the beginning of lockdown. It started, we were really bored. Obviously we had to shield as well because our brother Logan has muscular dystrophy, so he is vulnerable. So we found a sewing machine in the cupboard and we never used it before, we didn't know how to use it. And we were just on YouTube tutorials trying to figure out like things that we could do, like something that was easy. And we came across like a tutorial to make a face mask. And we're like, that's quite relevant to like the current situation. So we obviously made some just for ourselves and some close friends and family. And then we started like buying in some fabrics and we started making them for like the neighbours as well. So we put them out because we do Highland dancing, so we put them out on the street every week, every Thursday for the clap for the NHS, and we would be dancing at that point, and then the neighbours would just take them because it meant that they were safer, so we were technically safer as well.
Some of our neighbours worked for care homes, so we made masks for our local care homes as well as Logan's hospital staff. Then we remembered that we had an embroidery machine and started personalising them for friends and family. When Logan saw this, he asked for face masks for his power chair football team, Northern Thunder. We took some photos of Logan wearing his team masks and inquiries started coming in from other clubs and organisations. We thought we might get a few orders, but we have been nearly overwhelmed with the number of inquiries and have now completed masks for Northern Thunder, Leeds PFC, Hull and East Yorkshire, Teesside, a few Highland dancing schools, voluntary organisations and football organisations such as Freedom and Goals Beyond Grass. The clubs thought team masks were a great idea as it keeps the players safe and still wearing their team colours. We are also keen to give to the charities, and we will be making a donation to a muscular dystrophy charity from the sales of our masks. This started off as a bit of fun to keep us amused during lockdown. But in addition, we are delighted as we are able to help Logan and his teammates stay safe and hopefully allow them to return to football in the near future.
Until next time, take care and stay well.